Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to XRP once again. Thank you for support. Okay, big the CoinsKid crew. So we've got the macro fear and greed right now. It's a bit greedy. The market is a little bit greedy, but we've got the micro, which is cooling off a little bit, which is really nice to see because we're getting quite overheated. And this is why I've been looking at short opportunities with you all week. We've been trading shorts. We've been looking for shorts using the crypto futures blocks. And like I said to you, I think we're coming for some kind of correction. Now I don't think that this is the big correction. I think there will be a bigger correction. I think this is a little pullback. People start piling into shorts, then we'll break out again, and that is where we'll look to go short on XRP with a double bearish divergence right there into a God candle back test that I relayed to you. But going forward, what we've got to do for XRP is just maintain that bull market support band. So we've got this column here on CoinsKid.com that I've created for yourselves. We've got micro signals, we've got macro signals, and we've got the BMS, which is basically your bull market support band. So currently, Bitcoin is 11.4% above its bull market support, and we've got Ethereum, which is now 14.2% above its bull market support, which is amazing. Because way back when, I think it was April, wasn't it, on that crash right there on that bottom, I said to you, I'm buying Ethereum here, and the reason is because pure data on the macro signal, it was telling us to buy, the only coin in the top 10 that was telling us to buy, and equally it was roughly 60% below its bull market support band. So it was a massive opportunity that I relayed to you, and stay tuned, because I do think these opportunities will come again, especially when things are crashing and in the floor. This is where there's always the opportunity to make money, not necessarily when you're trending up and you're coming up and people are getting FOMO and buying big green candles. You're going to get shafted, you're going to get big red dildos. If you are looking to make money in this space, look at the inverse correlation between the tether dominance, which is what we look at the micro fear and greed, look at the macro greed, and obviously you want to buy them things that are in the floor where people say it's going to continue down and things like that, and just go against the crowd. Because way back when I relayed that opportunity to you on Ethereum, so many people on the video says no way, an idiot, XRP's better and things like that. But I don't care if XRP's better. It was just an opportunity for me to make some money, and that has been a beautiful opportunity against the herd and against the crowd. It's done incredibly well for us. It's been a whopping move for Ethereum. So basically, this is XRP. I do apologize talking about Ethereum, but I'm always just trying to find opportunity for you. But if you are looking for indicators, and opportunities, head over to the CoinsKid website, click filter macro signals, look at buy warnings and buys, look at the charts. Why is it presenting that to you? Are the bullish divergences down there, just like there was on Ethereum on the daily time frame, with a macro buy signal? Look at that beautiful bullish divergence right in the floor. Just an opportunity to buy more, not when it's trending up into 5 waves, and I've taught you this. Okay, so XRP is currently trending at $2.24, and it is currently 1.2% above its bull market support band currently. So we don't necessarily want to see XRP trading below that, so it needs to hold that and not turn it into resistance, because obviously, like I've taught you over the years, if you do start to turn that bull market support band into resistance, it's not a good look. Okay, so obviously Bitcoin at the moment is trading above, it's bolted. The bull market support band is roughly 96k. We've got Ethereum at 2.4, we've got XRP at 222, which is pretty much where it's come back down to test that bull market support band right now. So let's dive into charts quickly. I just want to show you a short opportunity in this particular index right now. What you can do, there's 2 things you can do. You can go to the futures blocks to have a quick visual representation of the state of the micro timeframes, or you can come down here and scroll down the micro signal, keep coming down until you see a red sell bar. Okay, you see a red sell bar. Take a look at the charts right now. So we have KAI, a red sell bar on KAIA. So this could be presenting a beautiful short opportunity because it's pumped 54.2% in the last 7 days. So if we quickly click on that chart before we do jump into the XRP chart, you're creating multiple bearish divergence up here. Okay, this is a 15-minute time frame, so this will be on my radar right now for a short opportunity. KAIA. Okay, let's dive into the XRP chart to see what we can see. Okay, so I'll certainly be looking to short that coin over the next few days. It's getting quite overextended to the upside. I'll zoom in on the hourly. I'll post a setup in Discord for the CoinsKid crew as well, and I'll be looking to short that on MEXC. The link's in the video description, so stay tuned to the altcoin section because I'll post that setup. Hopefully today I'll get that out for you. Okay, so taking a quick look at the tether dominance on the 4-hourly time frame, we've been caught in this little channel, haven't we, since this bottom here for XRP on April the 7th. The basically your safe haven, which is your tether dominance, it basically double topped up there. Look at that. So you got a high and a lower high, and this was making a low, and a higher low. So you got the inverse correlation playing out. This began to drop down all the way down the stairs, and as this is dropped, you've got this beautiful pump for XRP where it's come up into that high there, and you start to create a bullish divergence here in tether dominance where you've got this low, a lower low, but you've got a low and a higher low. So you're creating a bullish divergence, and from there XRP's been trending down. So possibly a move up and then a trend down, and what we've got is basically a channel that we've been creating within the tether dominance. And like I said to you yesterday, if you're taking on a long here, you're doing it wrong. If you're buying XRP right now, you're doing it wrong. You need to buy XRP when you're really overbought on the tether dominance, when basically the tether dominance on the RSI is in the sky. You buy more, okay, for XRP. So there was basically a comment yesterday saying that you've always said when the RSI is in the floor, you buy more, and that's exactly right. But if you take a look, when you're in the floor on this particular chart, the tether dominance, this is not where you buy risk. This is where you take risk off the table. So in theory, you jump out of XRP. You can clearly see on this neckline, XRP began to come down the stairs. On this neckline, XRP began to come down the stairs, okay, and on this neckline once more, XRP right on cue yesterday with a bullish divergence, look at that, is coming down the stairs. So it looks as though the tether dominance right now is retracing in to the CoinsKid ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame, okay. And you can clearly see if it does start to come back up into this channel where you've got resistance just there, resistance just there, if we do start to get another trend line retouch, this for me, I'll entertain jumping into a long, because you're getting overbought in the sky, which is where you sell more basically. So again, you buy in the floor, you sell in the sky, really simple. Let's jump into the XRP chart right now to see what we can see, okay. So looking at XRP on the 4-hourly time frame at the moment, we do see a lovely little ascending triangle just there. We broke out that good kind of back test, and we've never back tested it, around about $2.18, and it looks as though that's possibly where we're trying to come back to here for XRP, okay. So if we take a look at this, we do see 5 micro waves off this low. We've got a 1, pull back 2, 3, pull back 4, 5. At this point we may have entered some kind of ABC zigzag correction there, right on cue. So there's a little bit of a bearish divergence there. We've got higher highs and we've got lower highs in the RSI. Take a look at that, okay. So you've got a little bit of a bearish divergence as the tether dominance has created that bullish divergence. So at the moment we're coming up through the fibs. If you take a look, we're really respecting these fibs. You can clearly see this particular level here, the 236, we started to correct at that, went sideways, broke out, started to correct at the 382, came back, made a high low, and right now we're bust up into the 0.5 fib at 23392, and right now it looks like we may have some kind of expanded flat correction at that particular time frame. So something like this, 1, coiled up 2, 3, 4, 5, an ABC zigzag correction with a bearish divergence. Right now, possible 1 into a pullback 2, 3, 4, 5 would complete an expanded flat wave 2 correction, possibly back down into this neckline at 236 at 218, and then we break bull, which, you know, would be absolutely amazing. And that would be the scenario, the bullish setup that I'm looking at as we head towards June. You know, is there any other confluence to that particular analysis? Well, there is. If we drop the crystal ball indicator that I create for yourselves right now on the 4-hourly time frame, it does show this correction kicking in, some kind of ABC. You know, you come up impulsively like this, look at this, and you're trending up with XRP as well, and then you've got some kind of pullback, you bottom down there sort of next week, leading towards the end of the week, and then you begin to take off. So this could be a 1 into a pullback 2, and then you're looking at an explosive third wave which comes up and takes out all this resistance and that neckline, and at that point you've got a huge vertical in this particular chart for XRP. So if that's correct and that wave count is correct, that's your bull market support, the 0 fib at 205.846. So I'll keep you updated as best I can, but at the moment, with the fact that, you know, tether dominance has found that support on the 4-hourly time frame with the bullish divergence, we are looking at some kind of retracement in tether and retracement kicking in for XRP. So, you know, if it is an expanded flat correction and we've gone through an A, a B and a C, it should look something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, coil up, and then we're out of there. And that would, you know, be right on cue with a crystal ball indicator that create for yourselves on the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, so look at it. Here's your bottom down here, trending up. Here's your bottom down here, trending up. You have your pullback, you have your pullback. You start to come back up, you start to come back up. You have a little pullback, you have a little pullback. Then you trend back up. And this next move that shows liquidity still trending higher, way off into the future, into August, is still trending up. And we're tracking liquidity like an absolute boss. So I'll leave you with that. If you want to get them indicators into your charts, if you want to get a crystal ball indicator into your charts, just go to CoinsKid.com and follow the process. So at the moment it looks as though we're retracing. I'm looking at a God candle back test around about $2.19. I hope you understand the update. Stay off, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone. Back to an update on XRP. Bye bye.